The stars looked different from the bridge of Terra's Hope. Commander Jae-wook Kim stood at the main window, watching the alien space station grow larger as they approached. His hands were steady, but his heart beat faster than usual. This was the day humans would meet aliens for the first time. "Sir, we're getting their signal," said Dr. So-young Park from her station. She was the ship's expert on alien life. Her job was to help humans understand these new beings. "They want us to dock at Port 7. Captain Min-ho Lee walked over to Jae-wook. "My soldiers are ready, but I don't like this. We know nothing about these aliens. They could be dangerous. They asked for peace talks," Jae-wook replied. "We have to try. Earth needs friends out here." Engineer Hyejin Choi looked up from her controls. "Their technology is amazing. Look at this station. It's huge, and it's powered by something we don't understand." The space station was beautiful. It looked like it was made of crystal and light. Smooth curves and glowing surfaces made it seem more like art than a building. Human ships looked rough and ugly next to it. As Terra's Hope docked, the crew could see aliens waiting for them. The beings were tall and thin, made of what looked like living crystal. They moved slowly and carefully. Behind them stood other aliens that seemed to be made of water, and others that looked like floating balls of light. "Remember the plan," Jae-wook told his crew. "We're here to make friends. Be polite. Be careful. And if something goes wrong, get back to the ship fast." The airlock opened with a soft hiss. The aliens had made the air safe for humans to breathe. That was a good sign. Jae-wook stepped forward first, followed by his team. "Welcome, beings from the third planet," said the crystal alien in perfect English. "I am High Counselor Quintel of the Galactic Harmony Council. We are happy to meet you." "I am Commander Jae-wook Kim, representing Earth and humanity," Jae-wook replied. "We come in peace, hoping to join the galactic community." The crystal being seemed to smile, though it was hard to tell. "Yes, we scanned your world. You seem to be a young but intelligent species. We would like to welcome you to the council." Dr. So-young Park stepped forward. "We're very excited to learn from you. Your technology and knowledge could help humanity grow." One of the water-like aliens moved closer. "We are the Nephrites. We love to share knowledge. Your species seems very interesting." The floating ball of light pulsed brighter. "We are Lumians. We sense strong emotions from you. This is unusual." Jae-wook felt something was wrong. The aliens seemed nervous. "Is there a problem?" "Not a problem," Quintel said quickly. "But we need to do a deeper scan of your people. This is normal for new species. Please, let us examine one of your crew." "What kind of examination?" Captain Min-ho Lee asked. His hand moved toward his weapon. "Nothing harmful," the Nephrite said. "We just need to understand your biology better." Pilot Woo Jin Nam volunteered to go first. He was young and brave. "I'll do it, Commander. For humanity." The aliens led Woo Jin to a strange machine. It looked like a tube filled with soft light. "Please step inside," Quintel said. "This will only take a moment." Woo Jin stepped into the machine. The light grew brighter. Then something went wrong. Alarms started ringing. Woo Jin screamed and fell down. His body was shaking. "Get him out." Jae-wook shouted. Min-ho Lee and Hyejin Choi ran to help, but it was too late. Woo Jin was dead. The machine that was supposed to be safe had killed him. "What happened?" Dr. So-young Park demanded. The aliens looked shocked. We don't understand," Quintel stammered. "This scanner is safe for all council species. It should not have harmed him." "But it did harm him," Min-ho Lee shouted. "It killed him." The Nephrite alien was checking readings on its machines. "Your biology, it's impossible. Look at these numbers. Your planet has gravity almost twice what we thought was survivable. Your atmosphere has poison gases. Your body chemistry is unlike anything we've seen." "What are you saying?" Jae-wook asked. Quintel's crystal body was changing color. "Your world. It's a death world. A planet so dangerous that no civilized species could survive there. But you evolved there. You're death world creatures." So what? Heejin Choi said, angrily. That doesn't give you the right to kill us. The floating Lumion pulsed with different colors. Your emotional responses are too strong. When angered, your bodies release chemicals that would kill most species. Your heart rates and brain activity spiked to dangerous levels. More alarms started ringing. Other aliens were arriving, many of them carrying weapons. I'm sorry, Quintel said, but she didn't sound sorry. She sounded afraid. The Council has decided. Your species is too dangerous to join us. You must be contained on your death world for the safety of all civilized life. Contained? Jaewook could not believe what he was hearing. You mean trapped? You mean we can never leave Earth? It's for everyone's safety, the Nephrite said. Death world species cannot be allowed to spread through the galaxy. You're too violent, too dangerous. Min Ho Lee stepped forward. His face was red with anger. You invite us here, kill one of our people, and then tell us we're prisoners on our own world? Please understand, Quintel pleaded. We've never seen a species like yours. Your planet should have killed you long ago. The fact that you survived and built starships, it's terrifying. Dr. So Young Park was kneeling beside Wu Jin's body. He was a good man. He had a family waiting for him at home. And you killed him with your safe machine. It was an accident, the Lumion said. No, Jaewook said quietly. It was stupidity. You didn't bother to check if your machines would hurt us. You just assumed we were like you. The alien weapons were pointed at the humans now. More soldiers were arriving. You will return to your ship, Quintel ordered. You will go back to your death world. If you try to leave your solar system again, we will destroy your ships. Min Ho Lee looked at his commander. Sir? Jaewook looked around at all the aliens, at their weapons, at their beautiful station built for peace-loving creatures. Then he looked at Wu Jin's body. We'll go back to Earth, he said slowly. But understand this. You started this. You killed an innocent man and threatened our entire species. You want to see what Death World creatures can really do? He stared directly at Quintel. You're about to find out. The trip back to Terra's Hope was silent. The aliens watched them go, relieved to see the dangerous humans leaving. They thought the problem was solved. They were very wrong. As Terra's Hope undocked from the station, Min Ho Lee turned to his commander. Sir, they have hundreds of ships, advanced technology. How can we fight them? Jaewook was still looking at the alien station. Captain, they made one big mistake. They think we're monsters. They think we're too dangerous to live free. Aren't we? Heejin Choi asked quietly. Maybe we are, Jaewook replied. But we're monsters who protect our family, and they just threatened our entire family. Dr. So Young Park was recording everything on her equipment. Their technology is advanced, but it's built for peaceful species. I saw their ships, no real weapons, no armor. They've never had to fight, for their lives. And we have, Min Ho Lee said. Every day, Jaewook agreed. Every day for millions of years. We fought ice ages, we fought predators, we fought diseases, we fought each other, and we survived it all. As Earth grew larger on their screens, the crew of Terra's Hope prepared for war. Behind them, the aliens were already setting up their blockade. They thought they were containing dangerous animals. They didn't realize they had just woken up apex predators. The war for humanity's freedom was about to begin, and the galaxy would learn what fury really meant when it came from a world where only the strongest could survive. Wu Jin Nam would be remembered as the first casualty of humanity's war for the stars. He would not be the last. President Kyung-Soo Han stood in the war room deep under Seoul. Around him, Earth's greatest military minds studied star charts and alien ship designs. The news from Terra's Hope had shocked the world. Humanity was not alone, but they were not welcome either. Show me what we're facing, the president said. General Yeon-Soo Kang pointed to the main screen. 300 alien ships, sir. They've formed a sphere around our solar system. Nothing gets in or out without their permission. Admiral Do Hyun, Shin added. Their ships are bigger than ours, better shields, better weapons. On paper, we don't stand a chance. On paper, the president repeated. What about in reality? Commander Jae-wook Kim had just returned from space. He looked tired but angry. Sir, I've fought in wars before. These aliens haven't. They don't understand what they're dealing with. Dr. So-young Park was working at a computer nearby. I've been studying the scans we took of their technology. It's amazing, but it's also weak in ways they don't realize. Explain, General Kang said. They've never had to fight a real war, she replied. Their weapons are designed to stop ships from moving, not to destroy them. Their shields are meant to keep out cosmic radiation, not military attacks. Captain Min-ho Lee walked over to the display. It's like they're playing by rules we've never heard of. They fight to capture, not to kill. They want to disable enemies, not destroy them. And we? The president asked. We fight to win. Min-ho replied simply. Whatever it takes. Admiral Shin brought up images of Earth's military forces. We have 2,000 ships of various sizes. Most are cargo haulers, mining vessels, and patrol boats. Only about 50 are real warships. That sounds hopeless, one of the other generals said. Engineer Hyejin Choi spoke up from her corner. Not hopeless, sir. Different. Our ships are built for hard work in a dangerous universe. Their ships are built for comfort and safety. What do you mean? The president asked. Look at this, she said, bringing up pictures. Their ships are smooth and clean, beautiful, but beauty doesn't stop bullets. Our ships are ugly and tough, built to survive asteroid hits, solar storms, and equipment failures. Dr. Taehyun Ryu, Earth's best physicist, joined the group. I've been studying their energy signatures. Their shields work by deflecting energy weapons, but they've never faced kinetic weapons. Kinetic? The president asked. Bullets, sir, Captain Min-ho Lee explained. Big, fast chunks of metal, the oldest weapons in human history. You want to fight starships with bullets? Admiral Shin looked doubtful. Not bullets, Hyejin Choi said excitedly. Railguns, magnetic acceleration. We can fire metal slugs at incredible speeds. Their shields won't know what hit them. General. Kang studied the plans. How long to retrofit our ships? Give me 6 months and every factory on Earth, Hyejin replied. We can turn cargo haulers into warships, mining ships into missile platforms. Every human vessel becomes a weapon. The president looked around the room. And you think this will work? Jae-wook Kim stepped forward. Sir, they made one crucial mistake. They think we're just animals from a dangerous planet. They don't understand that we're smart animals. Animals that learn to use tools. Tools like nuclear weapons. Dr. Ryu added quietly. The room fell silent. Everyone knew what he meant. Humans had weapons the aliens had never imagined. Weapons designed to destroy entire cities. We can't use those near Earth, Admiral Shin said. No, the president agreed, but we can use them far from Earth, as a last resort. Dr. So-young Park looked up from her computer. There's something else. The alien commander is named Admiral Kethvar. He's a nephrite, one of those water-like beings. He's never lost a battle, because he's never fought one. This is just a police action to him. Police action, Min-ho Lee laughed, but there was no humor in it. He's about to learn the difference between policing and warfare. Over the next month, Earth transformed into a giant weapons factory. Every shipyard worked around the clock. Every mining operation switched to making ammunition. School children collected scrap metal for the war effort. Hyejin Choi barely slept as she oversaw the modifications. Cargo ships got armor plating and railguns. Passenger liners became missile carriers. Even small personal spacecraft were fitted. With weapons, Dr. Taehyun Ryu worked on more exotic weapons, nuclear-powered lasers, EMP bombs designed to scramble alien electronics, chemical weapons that would be harmless to humans but deadly to crystal-based life forms. The first test came sooner than expected. 3 human destroyers, newly equipped with experimental weapons, moved toward the alien blockade. The aliens had been letting supply ships through, but only after careful inspection. Admiral Kethvar watched from his flagship as the human ships approached. They're moving in attack formation, his aide reported. Impossible, Kethvar replied. They're outnumbered, 100 to 1. No species is that foolish. Sir, they're accelerating. They're going to ram us. Activate containment fields. Disable their engines. The alien weapons fired. Beams of energy struck the human ships. The lead destroyer stopped moving. Its engines dead. The second ship spun out of control. The third ship exploded in a ball of fire. See? Kethvar said calmly. Deathworlders are aggressive but stupid. Send recovery teams to capture the survivors. But when the recovery teams reached the disabled ships, they found them empty. The explosions had been faked. The ships were full of sensors and cameras recording everything about alien tactics and weapons. Back on Earth, Jae-wook Kim smiled as the data streamed in. Perfect. Now we know exactly how their weapons work. The men who piloted those ships, the president said, they're heroes. They volunteered, Min-ho Lee replied. They knew it was a suicide mission, but they also knew it would save thousands of other lives. Dr. So-young Park studied the recordings. Look at this. The aliens tried to disable our ships, not destroy them. Even when they thought we were attacking, they held back. Because they're civilized, General Kang said with disgust. They follow rules of war that limit casualties. And we? The president asked. We follow the only rule that matters, Jae-wook Kim replied. Win. The real attack came a week later. This time it wasn't 3 ships. It was 50. They came from all directions, using the outer planets as cover. Each ship had been specially modified for its mission. Admiral Kethvar watched his screens in growing alarm. How are they coordinating this? They have no communication network we can detect. His aide checked the readings again. Sir, they're using the system's magnetic field to send messages and bouncing signals off the solar wind. It's primitive, but effective. The human ships attacked like a pack of wolves. They didn't fight fair. They used the sun's radiation to blind alien sensors. They hid behind asteroids and struck without warning. They targeted supply ships and support vessels, avoiding the heavily armed battleships. Captain Yoon-ji Lee commanded one of the human attack groups. Her ship, the Determined, had been a mining vessel just months before. Now it was a hunter-killer, stalking alien supply convoys. Target acquired, her weapons officer reported. Alien supply ship minimal escorts. Fire, Yoon-ji ordered. The railgun spoke with a voice like thunder. A solid metal slug, accelerated to incredible speed, punched through the alien ship's shields, like they weren't there. The supply ship exploded, taking months of alien supplies with it. Jump us out of here, Yoon-ji commanded. Before they know what hit them, all across the solar system, similar attacks were happening. Human ships would appear, strike, and vanish before the aliens could respond. It was guerrilla warfare on a galactic scale. Admiral Kethvar was getting desperate. How are we losing ships to these primitives? Our technology is superior. Sir, his tactical officer said nervously, they're not fighting like a civilized species. They're using tactics we've never seen. They target our weakest ships. They attack our supply lines. They don't even try to capture prisoners. Barbarians, Kethvar muttered. But barbarians with starships? The turning point came when Captain Min-ho Lee led a boarding party onto an alien cruiser. The aliens had never faced humans in hand-to-hand combat before. They discovered that Deathworld evolution made humans incredibly dangerous up close. Min-ho and his team moved through the alien ship like ghosts. The aliens were too fragile for this kind of fighting. Their beautiful crystal forms shattered under human fists. Their water-like bodies couldn't handle the violence. When they captured Admiral Kethvar himself, the alien commander was in shock. You're not supposed to be able to do this. Your species should have destroyed itself long ago. Maybe, Min-ho Lee replied, binding the alien's wounds. But we didn't. We survived. We learned. We adapted. And now you're going to learn what that means. Back on Earth, President Kyung-soo Han addressed the world. The blockade is broken. Our ships can now move freely through the solar system. But this is not over. The aliens will send more ships, bigger fleets. We must be ready. He paused, looking directly into the camera. They called us Deathworlders. They said we were too dangerous to live free. They were wrong about one thing. We're not dangerous to peaceful beings, we're dangerous to bullies. To anyone who threatens our home or our freedom. The cheers could be heard from space. But even as humanity celebrated, alien reinforcements were already on their way. The Galactic Harmony Council had realized they weren't dealing with simple barbarians. They were facing an entire species that had evolved to fight and survive against. The War Council meeting was different this time. Fleet Admiral Jae-wook Kim stood before a room full of Earth's deadliest mines. The solar system blockade was broken, but everyone knew the aliens would return with more ships and better plans. Intelligence reports say they're coming back with 3,000 ships, General Yun-Soo Kang announced. 10 times what we faced before. Good, said Captain Yoon-ji Lee. More targets. Admiral Do-hyun Shin looked at her strangely. Yoon-ji, we barely survived the last battle. How is facing more enemies good news? Because now we know how they think, she replied. They fight like prey animals. Herd behavior. Stick together, follow the leader, run when scared. Dr. So-young Park had been studying captured alien technology for months. She's right. Look at their battle formations. Perfect geometric patterns, no flexibility, no individual thinking. And we fight like what? President Kyung-Soo Han asked. Predators, Captain Min-ho Lee answered simply. Pack hunters. We spread out, surround our prey, attack from unexpected directions. Fleet Admiral Kim activated the main display. Operation Persistence Hunter begins now. We're going to show these aliens what evolution really means. The plan was unlike anything in military history. Instead of building bigger ships to fight the aliens directly, humanity would use its greatest strength, the ability to never give up. Engineer Hye-jin Choi had spent months working on new ship designs. These look like cargo haulers and refugee ships, she explained to the assembled commanders. But inside, they're pure predators. Captain Yoon-ji Lee examined the plans. Fake distress signals? Better, Hye-jin smiled. Real distress signals. We put actual families on board. When the aliens come to investigate thinking they're helping innocent civilians, surprise. That's... Admiral Shin paused. Ruthless, General Kang finished. It's also brilliant. Dr. Tae-hyun Ryu had been working on even more advanced weapons. The aliens' crystal-based technology has a weakness. Certain frequencies can shatter their hulls like glass. I've designed sonic weapons that can destroy their ships from the inside. And their biological weaknesses? The president asked. Dr. So-young Park brought up medical scans. The Viridians can't handle rapid temperature changes. The Nephrites need specific water pressure to survive. The Lumians are basically living energy, so EMP weapons are deadly to them. We're designing weapons specifically to kill each alien species, realized Admiral Shin. Welcome to war, Min-ho Lee said grimly. We didn't start this, but we're going to finish it. The new alien fleet arrived 6 months later. Supreme Admiral Vexkoth of the Lumians commanded the largest military force in galactic history. 3,000 ships representing every species in the Harmony Council. This time we do this properly, Vexkoth announced to his fleet. No mercy for Deathworlders. We contain them or destroy them. The first sign of trouble came when human ships started appearing everywhere at once. Not attacking, just there. Refugee ships fleeing toward alien lines. Cargo haulers drifting with engine problems. Research vessels broadcasting scientific data. Sir, reported the tactical officer, we're detecting hundreds of human vessels throughout the system. They appear to be non-military. Civilians running from their own military? Vexkoth was confused. Perhaps the Deathworlders are having civil war. That was exactly what the humans wanted them to think. Captain Yoon-ji Lee waited aboard her disguised ship, the Mercy's Edge, which looked like a medical transport. Her crew was hidden in cargo containers. Actual medical personnel worked on the bridge, broadcasting emergency calls. This is medical ship Mercy's Edge, her communications officer said in a panicked voice. We have wounded civilians aboard requesting immediate assistance. The alien response was predictable. This is Harmony Vessel Peacebringer. We are coming to assist. Please prepare for boarding. Yoon-ji smiled coldly. Prepare for boarding, all right. When the alien ship docked, the humans were ready. The medical staff were actually combat veterans in disguise. The wounded civilians were soldiers with fake injuries. The cargo containers were full of the most dangerous humans Earth could produce. The aliens came aboard expecting to help refugees. Instead, they found themselves facing Earth's special forces in close combat. The battle was over in minutes. Captain Yoon-ji Lee stood on the bridge of the captured alien ship, studying its systems. Send the signal. Wolfpack tactics are working. All across the solar system, similar battles were happening. Humans would appear helpless, draw aliens in, then strike with devastating effectiveness. The aliens' peaceful nature became their greatest weakness. Commander Daiun Yang led a different kind of attack. Her ships hid among the asteroids of the belt, using the rocky debris as both cover and weapons. When alien patrols came looking for human ships, they found the asteroids themselves had become weapons. Fire the mass drivers, Daeun ordered. Magnetic launchers hurled chunks of rock and metal at incredible speeds. The alien shields could stop energy weapons, but they couldn't stop a mountain moving at thousands of kilometers per hour. The alien ships were crushed like insects. Dr. Tae-hyun, Ryu's sonic weapons proved even more effective than hoped. When human ships got close enough, they would broadcast specific sound frequencies that made alien hulls vibrate apart. It's not just the technology, he explained to Admiral Kim. It's the fear. The aliens have never heard sounds like this. Their species evolved in quiet environments. Our music, our war cries, even our laughter scares them. The psychological warfare was Commander Seola Jung's specialty. She had studied alien psychology and found their breaking points. Humans fighting while laughing terrified them. Human war songs made them panic. Recordings of Earth's predators caused alien crews to abandon their posts. Play the wolf howls again, she ordered during one battle. Through space, the sound of Earth's wolves echoed from human ships. To humans, it was the call of ancient hunters. To aliens, it was the sound of death coming for them. But the most effective weapon was human stubbornness. When alien ships disabled human vessels expecting them to surrender, they found that humans kept fighting with whatever they had left. Colonel Ji-hoon Park led one of the most famous boarding actions of the war. His ship was crippled, life support failing, hull breached in a dozen places. Any sane species would have surrendered. Instead, Park and his team put on spacesuits and used the hull breaches as boarding tunnels. They flew across open space, landed on an alien dreadnought, and cut their way inside with tools meant for mining asteroids. The aliens inside had never imagined such a thing was possible. Humans fighting in the vacuum of space, using industrial equipment as weapons, laughing as they tore through bulkheads. When Park captured the ship's bridge, the alien commander was in shock. Your ship is destroyed. Your life support is gone. Why don't you surrender? Because we don't know how, Park replied, taking the alien prisoner. Supreme Admiral Vexkoth watched his fleet dissolving around him. Hundreds of ships lost to impossible tactics. His commanders were terrified. His crews were deserting, and the humans hadn't even used their main fleet yet. How are we losing to primitives? He demanded. His tactical officer, a Viridian named Claxtel, studied the battle reports with growing horror. Sir, they're not fighting like any species we know. Look at this pattern. The display showed human movements across the solar system. Instead of random attacks, there was a clear pattern. The humans were hurting the alien fleet, driving them toward specific locations. They're not just attacking randomly, Claxtel realized. They're hunting us, like predators cornering prey. Impossible, Vexkoth said. No species can coordinate such complex operations without central command. But humans could, because they had learned to hunt in packs millions of years ago, because they understood that sometimes the individual had to sacrifice for the group, because they had evolved on a world where cooperation meant survival. The trap closed when Admiral Do-hyun Shin brought the main human fleet out of hiding. They had been waiting behind Jupiter, using the giant planet's magnetic field to mask their presence. Suddenly, the aliens found themselves surrounded. Human ships everywhere, all armed with weapons designed specifically to kill each alien species. sonic weapons to shatter Viridian hulls, EMP bombs to destroy Lumion energy forms, pressure weapons to crush Nephrite waterships. "We surrender," Vexkoth broadcast desperately. "Please, we surrender." But Fleet Admiral Jae-wook Kim had learned from the aliens' own tactics. "Surrender not accepted. You came here to destroy or contain my species. Now you face the consequences." The Battle of Jupiter was remembered as the day the galaxy learned what apex predators could do when cornered. Human forces didn't just defeat the alien fleet, they hunted it down ship by ship. They showed no mercy because none had been shown to them. When it was over, half the alien fleet was destroyed. The other half was captured or fleeing in panic. The mighty Galactic Harmony Council had been broken by a species they thought were simple barbarians. But Admiral Kim knew this was just the beginning. The aliens would return, and next time they would be ready for human tactics. The war was far from over. "Send a message to Earth," he ordered. "Tell them we need bigger ships, faster weapons, more soldiers." "Sir," Captain Minho Lee asked, "are we really go?" The alien refugees arrived at Nexus Prime by the thousands, ships filled with terrified beings who had seen something that shouldn't exist, humans who refused to stay in their cage. High Counselor Quintel stood in the emergency session of the Galactic Harmony Council, listening to reports that made no sense. "Tell me again how 3,000 ships lost to a few hundred primitives." "They hunt, Counselor," said Admiral Vexkoth, his energy form flickering with fear. "Like the ancient predators from the old myths. They follow you across the galaxy. They never stop. They never give up." "Impossible," said Counselor Hrentic of the Nephrites. "No species can maintain that level of aggression over interstellar distances." "Humans can," whispered Claxtel, the Viridian tactical officer. "I studied the battle recordings. They fight while laughing. They sing songs about death. Their children draw pictures of war machines. In Earth's solar system, Fleet Admiral Jae-wook Kim stood aboard his new flagship, the Terra Invicta. The ship was larger than any human vessel ever built, constructed from captured alien technology and human engineering. "Status report," he ordered. Captain Minho Lee consulted his displays. 15 human fleets are ready for deep space operations. Admiral Do-hyun Shin's group is already pursuing alien survivors toward the Kepler colonies. Dr. So-young Park, now head of the Xenological Warfare Division, added her report. "Our psychological weapons are working better than expected. Alien crews are abandoning their ships just from hearing human war sounds." "And our new weapons?" Kim asked. "Engineer." Haijin Choi smiled proudly. "The hunter-killer drones are ready. Each one has human tactical programming. They think like us, fight like us, but they never get tired." President Kyung-Soo Han appeared on the main screen from Earth. "Admiral, the Council is trying to negotiate again. They want to offer us limited territory in exchange for staying in our region of space, after they tried to imprison us on Earth." Captain Minho Lee laughed. "After they killed Wu Jin Nam in their safe scanner?" "What's our response?" the President asked. Admiral Kim looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, alien families were fleeing in terror from the humans they had tried to cage. Part of him felt sorry for them, but a bigger part remembered Wu Jin's death and humanity's rage. "Tell them we'll consider negotiations," he said, "after they surrender completely." The hunt began in earnest. Captain Insu Bey commanded the Relentless, leading the pursuit of Admiral Kethvar's surviving ships toward the outer colonies. The alien commander had a 3-week head start, but humans had learned patience from millions of years of hunting. "Sir, we're detecting their exhaust trail," reported his navigator. "Still heading for Refuge Station." "Of course they are," Insu replied. "Prey always runs for the herd when a predator appears." The Relentless was a new type of ship, designed specifically for pursuit. It could travel farther and faster than any human vessel before it. More importantly, it was packed with supplies for extended operations. The aliens might run, but humans could chase them forever. 3 star systems away, Admiral Kethvar was trying to rally his remaining forces. "We need to make a stand somewhere," he told his commanders. "These humans, Can't have unlimited resources. Sir, his aide reported nervously. We're getting reports from all over the sector. Human ships are appearing everywhere. They're not just following us, they're ahead of us, behind us, surrounding us. How is that possible? Kethvar demanded. His tactical officer brought up a galactic map. Sir, I think I understand. They're not just hunting us. They're hunting all of us. Every alien ship that fled from Sol system. They've split into dozens of hunter groups. The realization was terrifying. Humans weren't just fighting a defensive war anymore. They were actively hunting down every alien who had threatened their freedom. On the heavily defended world of Sanctuary Prime, millions of alien refugees crowded into camps. They had fled across the galaxy to escape the advancing humans, only to find that nowhere was truly safe. Commander Seol Ah-jung stood aboard her stealth ship, hidden in the asteroid field around Sanctuary Prime. Her specialty was psychological warfare, and she had a special message for the refugees below. Begin transmission, she ordered. Across the planet, every communication device began playing the same sound. Human children singing nursery rhymes about war, earth wolves howling in the night, the sound of human laughter during combat. But the most terrifying sound was the simplest. A human voice, speaking calmly in perfect galactic common. We know where you are. We're coming for you. You cannot hide from us. The panic was immediate. Refugee ships launched in all directions, abandoning the safety of Sanctuary Prime in terror. They would rather face the unknown dangers of deep space than wait for the humans to arrive. Back on Earth, General Yonsu Kang was implementing total war doctrine. Every factory, every school, every citizen becomes part of the war effort, he announced to the Global Assembly. Student Bo Ram, only 16 years old, raised her hand during a strategy class. General, why don't we just build bigger ships to fight their dreadnoughts? Because that's not how predators hunt, Boram, the general replied. We don't need to be stronger than our prey. We need to be smarter, faster, and more persistent. Girl nodded, making notes. So we build lots of smaller ships that can hunt in packs? Exactly. And what happens when a pack of wolves hunts an elephant? The elephant gets tired and dies, Boram answered, even though it's bigger and stronger. At the Nexus shipyards, engineer Sang-woo Choi, Hyejin's grandfather, led a team of elderly humans in designing new modifications for captured alien vessels. At 85 years old, he had lived through Earth's worst wars and understood human nature better than most. These alien ships are too comfortable, he told his team. Look at these crew quarters. Soft beds, entertainment systems, luxury accommodations. What's wrong with comfort? Asked a younger engineer. Comfort makes you soft, Sang-woo replied. Hardship makes you strong. We're going to rebuild these ships the human way. Hard bunks, minimal life support, maximum weapons. The crews won't like it. Good. Happy soldiers make poor warriors. We want our people angry, uncomfortable, and eager to finish this war so they can go home. The old man's philosophy was being proven correct across the galaxy. Human crews, living in Spartan conditions aboard utilitarian ships, were outfighting aliens who lived in luxury. Hardship bred toughness, and toughness won wars. The Galactic Harmony Council called another emergency session as reports poured in from across their territory. Human ships were appearing in systems that should have been unreachable. They moved faster and fought harder than any species in recorded history. How many ships do they have? Demanded Counselor Hrentik. That's just it, Admiral Vexkoth replied. We don't know. Every time we destroy one, 2 more appear. It's like they're reproducing faster than we can count. The truth was simpler and more terrifying. Humans had turned their entire civilization into a war machine. Every asteroid became a weapon. Every space habitat became a military base. Every civilian became a potential soldier. Dr. Tae-hyun Ryu's latest invention was the ultimate expression of human ingenuity. Self-replicating construction drones that could turn any asteroid into a warship. They spread across space like a plague, converting raw materials into weapons faster than aliens could destroy them. It's not about having more ships, he explained, to Admiral Kim. It's about having an endless supply of ships. They can't fight what they can't kill fast enough. The psychological effect was devastating. Alien commanders never knew if they were facing one human ship or 1,000. They couldn't plan for battles when they didn't know how many enemies they would face. Captain Yoonji Lee demonstrated this perfectly during the Battle of Kepler-7. Her single ship, the Determined, appeared to be alone when it attacked an alien convoy. The aliens, confident in their numbers, moved to surround her. Then the asteroid started moving. Hidden construction drones had been converting space rocks into weapons for months. What looked like a single human ship was actually the core of a massive trap. Hundreds of kinetic weapons launched from what the aliens had thought was empty space. The convoy was destroyed in minutes. Yoonji's ship never fired a shot. "This is impossible," transmitted the dying alien commander. "How did you build so many weapons without us knowing?" "We didn't build them," Yoonji replied. "We grew them. Like everything else on our death world, our weapons evolve and multiply." The message was clear. Humans weren't just warriors. They were a species that turned everything around them into weapons. Their ships, their tools, their environment, even their music and laughter became instruments of war. High Counselor Quintel finally understood what her people faced. In her private chambers, surrounded by data from 100 battlefronts, she made the hardest decision of her life. "Send a message to Earth," she ordered her aide. "Tell them we want to discuss terms." "Terms of what, Counselor?" Quintel looked out at the stars, knowing that human ships were moving through the darkness toward every world under Council protection. "Surrender," she said quietly. "Complete and unconditional surrender." But it might already be too late. The hunt had begun, and humans had tasted victory. Some predators, once they start hunting, never stop until all their prey is gone. The galaxy was about to learn if humans were wise enough to know when to stop hunting, or if their death world nature were. The message from High Counselor Quintel reached Earth just as Fleet Admiral Jae-wook Kim was preparing humanity's largest military operation in history. 50 human fleets, each more advanced than the force that had broken the original blockade, were ready to strike at the heart of alien space. "They want to surrender?" President Kyung-Soo Han asked from the secure communication link. "Too late," replied Admiral Kim, studying the tactical display. "They had their chance for peace. They chose war instead." On the bridge of Terra Invicta, the crew was preparing for the assault on Nexus Prime, the capital of the Galactic Harmony Council. Dr. So-Young Park, now Admiral Kim's chief advisor on alien psychology, reviewed the latest intelligence reports. "Sir, their surrender offer seems genuine," she said. "The refugee reports suggest complete panic throughout their territory." Captain Min-ho Lee looked up from his weapon systems. "They killed Wu Jin Nam. They tried to imprison our entire species. And now, when they're losing, they want mercy?" "What do you recommend?" Kim asked his old friend. Min-ho's answer was simple. "We show them what apex predators do to threats against their pack. The Terra Invicta was humanity's ultimate warship, built from a combination of human engineering and captured alien technology. But its most terrifying feature wasn't its weapons or armor. It was its cargo bay, filled with 10,000 hunter-killer drones programmed with human tactical thinking. Engineer Hee Jin Choi ran final checks on the drone systems. Each one thinks independently, but coordinates perfectly with the others. They're like a digital pack of wolves. "And if the aliens develop countermeasures?" Kim asked. "They adapt," Dr. Tae-hyun Ryu answered proudly. "I programmed them with human learning patterns. They get smarter with every battle." The attack on Nexus Prime began with what appeared to be a diplomatic approach. Ambassador Diplomat Zython of the Council had requested final negotiations aboard a neutral station. President Kyung-Soo Han agreed to send representatives. What the aliens didn't expect was that the diplomatic ship was actually a mobile weapons platform commanded by Captain Min-ho Lee. "Approaching the station now," reported the navigator. Min-ho studied the alien defensive positions. Hundreds of ships surrounded Nexus Prime, representing every species in the Council. It was the largest military force ever assembled in galactic history. "Still want to negotiate?" he asked over the communication link. Please, Diplomat Zython replied desperately. Surely we can find a peaceful solution. We tried that, Minho said, thinking of their first meeting at the Crystal Station. You responded by killing our people and threatening our freedom. The diplomatic ship suddenly split apart, revealing its true nature. Hidden weapon systems deployed. Fighter craft launched from concealed bays. What looked like one ship was actually 50 vessels disguised as a single unit. The alien defenders panicked. They had been expecting negotiations, not an attack from inside their defensive perimeter. Human forces struck before the aliens could organize a response. But the real terror came when Fleet Admiral Kim arrived with the main human fleet. The EU, Terra Invicta appeared at the edge of the system, followed by hundreds of other ships. The aliens thought they were seeing humanity's entire military force. They were wrong. Release the hunters, Kim ordered. 10,000 hunter-killer drones poured out of Terra Invicta like angry insects. Each one was the size of a small fighter, armed with weapons designed to kill specific alien species, and programmed with the tactical knowledge of humanity's greatest military minds. The drones didn't attack randomly. They coordinated like a fast pack, surrounding alien ships and attacking weak points with surgical precision. They learned from every shot fired at them, adapted to every alien tactic, and shared that knowledge instantly with every other drone. Supreme Admiral Vexkoth watched in horror as his defensive formations were torn apart. How are they doing? This? Each drone fights like an experienced pilot. His tactical officer, the Viridian Claxtel, studied the battle patterns with growing dread. Sir, I think they're not just programmed, they're thinking. Each drone is making independent decisions, while working perfectly with all the others. That's impossible. No species has that level of coordination. Humans do, sir. Look at their military history. They've been fighting in coordinated groups for millions of years. These machines fight like human soldiers because they are human. Soldiers, just in metal bodies. The psychological warfare had evolved too. Commander Seola Jung's ships broadcasted new sounds across all alien communication frequencies. Human children laughing while playing war games, Earth predators making hunting calls, and most terrifying of all, recordings of human workers singing while building weapons. They sing while they make instruments of death, reported one alien, Commander, his voice breaking. What kind of species finds joy in warfare? The kind that evolved from persistence hunters. Seola replied over the open channel. We don't just fight to survive. We fight because we're good at it. The battle reached its climax when Captain Minho Lee executed the most audacious attack in human military history. His ship, the Vengeance, was badly damaged and outnumbered, 20-1. Any sane commander would have retreated. Instead, Minho did what humans had been doing for millions of years. He attacked something bigger than himself. All power to engines, he ordered his crew. We're going to ram their flagship. Sir, that's suicide, his weapons officer protested. No. Minho smiled grimly. That's human. The Vengeance accelerated directly at Supreme Admiral Vexkoth's massive command ship. The aliens, expecting him to fire weapons or try to escape, were caught completely off guard. The human ship struck the alien flagship at full speed. But Minho had planned for this. At the last moment, he and his boarding team ejected from the Vengeance in armored suits, using the explosion as cover to breach the alien hull. They fought their way through the enemy ship's corridors room by room until they reached the bridge. Vexkoth found himself facing a human warrior covered in alien blood, holding weapons designed to kill energy-based life forms like himself. Surrender, Minho said simply. The Supreme Admiral's energy form flickered with fear and defeat. I surrender. The fleet surrenders. Please, no more killing. But the most terrifying moment came when Dr. Taehyun Ryu demonstrated humanity's ultimate weapon. The relativistic kinetic bombardment system turned captured alien FTL drives into planet killers. Watch, he told the assembled alien commanders who had been brought aboard Terra Invicta as prisoners. On the main screen, an uninhabited moon orbiting Nexus Prime suddenly exploded. A chunk of metal, accelerated to near light speed, had struck it with the force of 1,000 nuclear weapons. The crater was visible from orbit. That was a demonstration, Fleet Admiral Kim told the stunned aliens. The next one hits your capital city. High Counselor Quintel was brought before Kim in chains, her crystal form dull with despair. What do you want from us? Everything, Kim replied. Complete surrender, reparations for our dead, recognition of human authority over this galaxy. But we're not conquerors, she pleaded. We're peaceful beings who made a mistake. Yes, you made a mistake, Kim agreed. You threatened our children's future among the stars. You killed our people during a diplomatic meeting. You tried to cage an entire species because you were afraid of us. He leaned forward, his eyes cold with the memory of Wu Jinnam's death. Now you're going to learn why you should have been afraid. The surrender was broadcast throughout the galaxy. Every species that had supported the quarantine of humanity now faced the reality of human dominance. The Deathworlders were no longer contained. They were in charge. But the most chilling moment came during the victory celebration aboard Terra Invicta. As human crews cheered and alien prisoners watched in defeat, a young communications officer brought troubling news. Sir, we're receiving signals from deep space. Long-range sensors are picking up ships moving toward our position. Admiral Kim frowned. More Council forces? No, sir. The signals don't match any known alien technology. They're different. Doctor. So Young Park studied the sensor readings, her face growing pale. Admiral, these ships are massive, larger than anything we've seen, and there are thousands of them. Another species? Captain Min-Ho Lee asked. High Counselor Quintel looked up from her restraints, her crystal form flickering with what might have been hope or terror. The Devourers, she whispered. You've made so much noise with your war that you've awakened. The Devourers. The humans looked at each other. They had conquered the known galaxy, defeated every threat, and established themselves as apex predators among the stars. But somewhere in the dark between galaxies, something even more dangerous had heard the sounds of battle and decided to investigate. The real test of humanity's evolution was about to begin. They had proven they could defeat peaceful species who fought by civilized rules. Now they would face something that might be even more predatory than they were. The victory celebration ended. The war for survival was just beginning. Fleet Admiral Kim looked out at the stars, knowing that humanity's greatest challenge lay ahead. But for the first time since Wu Jinnam's death, he smiled. Let them come, he said quietly. We'll show them what Deathworld evolute. The Devourers never came. 3 months after the surrender at Nexus Prime, Fleet Admiral Jae-wook Kim stood in what used to be the Galactic Harmony Council chambers, now renamed the Terran Hegemony Command Center. The mysterious signals from deep space had stopped as suddenly as they began. Long-range sensors show nothing, reported Dr. So-Young Park, now Director of Galactic Intelligence. Whatever those ships were, they turned back. High Counselor Quintel, now serving as an advisor to human forces, offered her own theory. Perhaps they sensed what happened here. Perhaps they decided this galaxy wasn't worth the trouble. President Kyung-Soo Han appeared on the main screen from Earth. Admiral, the Council of Nations has approved the new Galactic Charter. How are the integration efforts proceeding? Kim looked around the command center where humans and aliens worked side by side. It had taken months to establish trust, but slowly the galaxy was learning that humans could be more than just warriors. Better than expected, sir, Kim replied. The Viridians have agreed to share their crystal technology. The Nephrites are helping us understand galactic communication networks. Even the Lumians are cooperating. And Resistance? Captain Min-Ho Lee, now Admiral Lee and head of Galactic Security, answered that question. The Corvan Empire is still causing problems in the Outer Rim. They're slavers and pirates who the old council ignored. They think humans will be the same. They're wrong, Kim said simply. The proof came a week later when Admiral Do-hyun Shin's fleet encountered Corvan raiders attacking a peaceful Zilithian colony. The Zilithians were a gentle species, similar to Earth's dolphins, but living on land. They had never developed weapons, relying on council protection that never came. Sir, the Corvin ships are demanding the colonists surrender their children for slavery, reported Captain Yunji Lee, now commanding the human vessel Protector. Admiral Shin's response was swift and brutal. All ships weapons free. Show them what humans think of slavers. The battle lasted 15 minutes. When it was over, half the Corvin fleet was destroyed, and the other half was fleeing toward the Galactic Rim. The Zilithian colony was safe. But the most important moment came after. The fighting ended. Instead of demanding tribute or establishing human bases, Admiral Shin simply asked if the colonists needed medical assistance and supplies. "We don't understand," said Elder Melthar of the Zilithians. "You defeated our enemies, but you ask for nothing in return?" "We ask for one thing," Shin replied. "Don't let anyone else hurt innocent people on our watch." Word of the battle spread throughout the galaxy. Humans weren't just conquerors. They were protectors who would fight anyone who threatened the innocent. Dr. Tae-Hyun Ryu had spent months studying the galaxy's real problems. The old council was good at making rules, he reported to Admiral Kim. But they were terrible at enforcing them. Pirates, slavers, and aggressive species did whatever they wanted. And now, Kim asked, now they face human patrols, Captain Minho Lee said with satisfaction. Pirates don't like fighting people who shoot back. The transformation of galactic society happened faster than anyone expected. Species that had lived in fear for generations suddenly found themselves protected by human fleets. Trade routes that had been dangerous for centuries became safe highways patrolled by human ships. Engineer Haijin Choi led the technological integration efforts. "The aliens have amazing energy technology," she reported to the Engineering Council. "But they never learned to build things that last. Everything breaks if you look at it wrong." "And our technology?" asked her grandfather, Engineer Sang-woo Choi, now retired but still consulted on major projects. "We build things that work forever, but we're inefficient with energy," she admitted. "Together, we're creating something better than either species could build alone." The proof was the new class of ships emerging from joint human-alien shipyards. They had human durability and alien efficiency, human weapons and alien shields. Most importantly, they had human determination and alien knowledge. Student Boram, now a cadet at the new Galactic Naval Academy, was part of the first mixed species class in history. "The Viridian cadets are really smart," she told Admiral Kim during his inspection visit, "but they get scared during combat simulations." "And you help them?" Kim asked. "Of course, sir. They're part of our pack now." The Admiral smiled. The girl understood something that many adults struggled with. Humans didn't need to dominate other species. They needed to protect them. Commander Seola Jung had discovered something interesting during her psychological studies of alien species. "They're not weak because they evolved peacefully," she reported. "They're weak because they never learned to stand up for themselves." "Explain," requested General Yeon-Soo Kang. "The council system made them dependent. When trouble came, they called for help instead of fighting back. Over millions of years, they forgot how to be strong. And now? Now they're learning from us. The Viridians have started training combat engineers. The Nephrites are developing defensive weapons. Even the Lumians are learning to fight." The change was most visible on worlds that had suffered under pirate attacks for generations. Captain Da-Eun Yang led the liberation of Frendak Prime, a mining world controlled by Corvin slavers for decades. "The locals are afraid to fight back," she reported to Admiral Shin. "They say they're not warriors." "Then we'll teach them," Shin replied. 6 months later, Frendak Prime had its own defense force, trained by human instructors but led by local commanders. When the Corvins returned expecting easy prey, they found angry miners with human weapons and human tactics. The pirates fled after losing half their fleet to beings they had considered helpless slaves. High Counselor Quintel watched these changes with something approaching wonder. "Your species is remarkable," she told Admiral Kim. "You could have enslaved us all. Instead, you're making us stronger." "Slavery is inefficient," Kim replied. "Free people fight better, work harder, and think more creatively than slaves." "Is that why you do this? Efficiency?" Kim looked out at the stars, thinking of pilot Wu Jin Nam and all the humans who had died fighting for freedom. We do this because it's right, because the strong should protect the weak, not exploit them. The final proof of humanity's new role came when the Galactic Trade Federation formally requested human protection for their cargo convoys. Piracy had made interstellar commerce almost impossible for centuries. "We'll provide escorts, Admiral," Lee promised, "but we want something in return." The Federation representatives looked nervous. "What?" "Help us find and rescue all the slaves in this galaxy," Lee said simply. "Every person being held against their will gets freed. No exceptions." Great Liberation, as historians would later call it, took 2 years. Human forces, supported by newly trained alien allies, swept through the galaxy freeing slaves and destroying pirate bases. They didn't ask for payment. They didn't demand territory. They just freed people. Dr. So-Young Park documented the results. Over 50 million beings liberated from slavery. Hundreds of pirate organizations destroyed. Crime rates in protected systems down by 90%. "And human casualties?" President Han asked during a video conference. "Surprisingly low," Admiral Kim replied. "When you're fighting for something bigger than yourself, you fight smarter." The most touching moment came when Captain Min-Ho Lee returned to the site where pilot Wu Jin Nam had died during first contact. The Crystal Station was now a memorial, maintained jointly by humans and aliens. "He would have liked this," Lee said to the memorial wall. Humans and aliens working together, building something better. Engineer Hye-Jin Choi, now elderly, had established schools throughout the galaxy where human and alien children learned together. "The next generation won't make our mistakes," she told visitors. "They'll see each other as friends, not enemies." Her words proved prophetic when young Sun-Ho Kim, Admiral Kim's son, graduated from the Galactic Naval Academy as part of the first truly integrated class. Human, Viridian, Nephrite, and Lumian cadets stood together as equals. "What did you learn?" his father asked during the graduation ceremony. "That being strong means protecting others," Sun-Ho replied. "And that being apex predators doesn't mean we have to be alone." The galaxy's archives now carried a new classification for human protected. Space, safe zone, protected by Terran hegemony. It was both a promise and a warning. The hegemony would defend any peaceful species, but those who threatened the innocent would face the fury of Earth's children. Admiral Kim often stood in his office, looking out at the busy space lanes around Nexus Prime. Ships from dozens of species traveled safely under human protection. Alien children played games taught by human teachers. Former enemies worked together on projects that would have been impossible alone. "Do you think we did the right thing?" Dr. So-Young Park asked him one day. Kim thought of the galaxy before. Humans arrived, pirates ruling space lanes, slavers taking children, the strong oppressing the weak while the council wrote strongly worded letters. "We gave them a choice," he said finally. "They could continue being prey or they could learn to be predators when necessary. Most chose to be stronger. And those who didn't? We protect them anyway. That's what families do." The war that began with pilot Wu Jin Nam's death had ended with something unprecedented in galactic history. A civilization built on strength,